Good evening. Welcome to the Bedminster Township Committee. This is our regularly scheduled August 17th Township Committee meeting. Recognize that we form Township Committee here in attendance with Committeeman Rosen. Yep, he's here.
I'm here.
Still on the DL, but he's here.
Making progress.
Hickey. Committeeman Costa is here. Committeewoman Gina Fernandez has an excused absence. Ms. Ray, may we please have the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
Yes, Mayor. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Township Committee was sent to the Courier News Somerville, Burnsville News Whippany, and to all subscribers, and posted on the Township of Bedminster's official website at www.bedminstermj.gov and at the Township's municipal building on January 6, 2026.
Great, thank you. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks for coming out here tonight. This is the time of the meeting that we open up the microphone and the Zoom session for public comment. Any member of the public wishing to ask a question, make a statement, ask your opportunity to do so. As we've been saying, you are not entitled to a dialogue with the Township Committee. You're not guaranteed of an answer and certainly not guaranteed of getting an answer you're gonna like. So this is public comment. Any member of the public, raise your hand. And then we'll bring you up to the microphone. Anyone? Okay, raise their hand. Robin, anyone on the Zoom session, if you're participating by Zoom and wish to make a public comment, take your cursor, go to the bottom, click on participant, click on raise hand.
I don't see a raised hand, Mayor.
Okay, seeing none, we will proceed with the rest of the meeting. We have 3 sets of minutes to approve. That's the June 15, 2026 executive session meeting minutes at 7:52, the August 3, 2026 Township Committee meeting, and the August 3rd executive session meeting minutes. Any comments or questions regarding those minutes that have not otherwise been provided to Ms. Ray? Seeing no other comments, I'll take a motion to approve those 3 minutes.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just need to make a note that Committeeman Costa will be abstained on the June 15th.
June 15th.
Township Committee.
Great, okay. Permits and raffles, we have 1 permit and 1 raffle to review tonight. A social fair permit to benefit Hackensack Meridian Health Foundation on September 14, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Hamilton Farm Golf Club, and an on-premise 50/50 raffle to benefit the American Cancer Society, Inc. on October 12, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Hamilton Farm Golf Club. Any comments or questions regarding the permit and raffle? All right, seeing none, take a motion to approve those,
So
1 permit and 1 raffle.
So moved. Second.
All right,
All in favor?
Aye.
we are
Thank you.
moving right along. Monthly report discussion by subcommittee chair. You had a subcommittee meeting yet? Have you had a subcommittee meeting?
This week I have 2 of them,
Okay, which ones do you have coming up?
JBH and the Historic Preservation.
Okay, JBH and Historic Pres. Okay, great. Committeeman Rosen.
Thank you, Mayor. On the rec side, we are gearing up for our fall programs. On the fire department side, they just keep going out there and dealing with everything and doing an outstanding job as always, and the same with the rescue squad.
Okay, all right, thank you, Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. Board of Health will finally have a meeting on Thursday, so I'll report back next month about what transpired there, and that is all I have right now.
Hey, I will quickly cover the Land Use Board. So last week, the Land Use Board heard the application from Trump National for some adjustments to the golf course and also for the construction or the approval for a ballroom addition to the clubhouse. The application was reviewed and approved. So Trump will be able to move forward on the adjustments to the golf course, moving some tee boxes around. And on the ballroom, it'll be a race to see which ballroom gets goes forward first. We'll see, but certainly that was approved. And then we do have some meetings coming up with the Land Use Board, mostly rather small stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks, but several of them involving some single-family homes. So the the Land Use Board will be busy in September and October. Farmers Market, the numbers continue to be just really crazy. I think since we had our last meeting, we had we had rain. We had the one day with rain. So even with the rain, we had 800 something people. Then we had 1533, and then this last week we had 1712, 1710.
1712.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people going through, and it's also just interesting observation. Discussing that it used to be that 9 to 10 really was the big onslaught, and now it's really 9 to about 11. It's really pushing out, and folks are coming out. I would say that for the first 3 hours, it was we were doing about 500 an hour, a little over 500. So really just amazing. This weekend weather is supposed to be great, so I'm anticipating another big crowd. Let's see, there was no library meeting in August. The library will meet again in September. There was no ag meeting, and maybe moving some of the subcommittee assignments around. I think I'll discuss that with Robin over the next couple of days. And with that, I will turn it over to Ms. Ray for the administrator's report.
Yes, Mayor, just briefly, myself and IT Director Elliot Perez and Recreation Director Neil Mastrobono have been meeting weekly with Apogee on improvements to a new website and better interface with residents. So that is ongoing weekly. We're preparing for the Crossroad Park opening, which will be planned for Tuesday, August 25th, which is next Tuesday. And then I'm also just following up on some grant reporting that needs to be done, so.
Okay, thank you. And Jason, since Gina isn't here to do the Public Works, if you can just give us a quick update on the Public Works activities.
So the continuous, Pete and Brandon have been working on the DPW equipment and the police cars, the daily maintenance, oil changes, whatnot. Pete's been lining the soccer fields down at River Road Park. Either me or Mike have been out grading the dirt roads. We're actually working on Stevens Hill right now, trying to get the chatter out. We've got a roller out there, the grader's sitting out there, so we're gonna be working on that again tomorrow. Brian Kelly's been working on the ball fields. He came from the Parks Commission, but that was a go-to for ball fields. We're gonna end up cutting the road over at Robertson Drive this week for the street lighting, wire repair. We've been sidearm mowing still. We replaced a clogged floor drain at our DPW shop. We had to cut the floor open and put a new pipe in. And the newest one was we repaired a sinkhole that started on Black River down by Long Lane. I guess one of the concrete pipe joints went away and it started getting water in it, washed the road out. So.
And the Bedminster site, not the Tewksbury.
And Steve Draheim and one of the new guys put up the new light, new base up in Whittingham at Whitetail. It's pole light. Our backhoe is going out to Jesco tomorrow. It has a rear end problem, so that's gonna be out probably for most of August, September. We have a rental coming in. So it's on our list of replacement for next year for budget items, so we'll see what it is. Okay.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the broken backup. Rob, how about a sewer update?
Day-to-day operations wise,
Because if we go outside and we can just get our own sewer update, just by smelling the air.
currently working on that as we speak. Day-to-day operations wise, everything, good, everything's functioning pretty well. As far as our projects goes, JDS industrial contractor, a little bit of a surprise, but they did show up last week and finish up the air release valve part of the project on the highway, so that involves work zones and a lane closure, 10-meter trucks. It was quite a big deal, and train enforcement again and all that, but everything overall went pretty smooth, and so that part is complete. Definitely something I see on our side as far as pump efficiency and ability to prime pumps up and everything. It's definitely something that's been missing for quite some time, so happy to have that part done. And as far as the main part of the project, there's actually some activity this week. With a big excavator right down here right now. Starting to locate a line that has to be abandoned, that actually has to be capped off and moved. Where they dig the big major hole for the wet well. Wet well is complete, sitting manufactured, ready to come here. I think possibly next week it might actually get set if everything goes smooth.
So when you say get set, delivered and installed.
In the hole.
Okay.
That's a big portion of it. Once that happens, things will start to move pretty quick. Once that happens, that's just a lot disruption. It kind of has to be done first before you all do the little ancillary stuff around it. Gas lines and then cabinets and pads and all that. So that really has to get done. Started digging, like I said, that online, stable on online today. A little bit of a surprise. We did not expect it to be live. So it is live as sewer unit. We figured that out before we appropriate, so that was a good thing.
To where was that line coming from?
It's one of the former suction lines search tank 2. So it comes out of the building on the deep side of the building. It comes out, wraps around the well, wraps all the way around the tank, and then goes in on an elbow, not even into the tank. And that's how it was originally designed, suck out search tank 2. So there is no valve that isolates from the rest of the suction pumps or the suction line. So the primary suction line, of course, flows into that. So it's actually full. So tomorrow's adventure will be shutting the first main down, bypassing it. So tank 1, emptying out the equalization tank, then cutting this line, capping it, and getting back online before I fill up search tank 1. Again, burning search tank number 2 because it will come out exactly where we're trying to cap it. So we've got a plan. That's all going to go well.
So hopefully we won't have the odors after that work is
that is because I had search tank 1 that I shut down. Those main burning in search tank.
and when the wet well is installed, does that take the pressure off those other tanks?
No, yeah, when it's complete, when the job is a function of the system, that equalization tank, and that whole tank you see there, hopefully we'll never see anything in. The only reason we'll see something in it is force main break. You have to divert it. Aside from that, the new system is designed to pump what you can physically pump through a 10-inch orbital roll, ductile iron, counting friction loss and everything else. It's what you can pump through that line. So in theory, there's no need to go into the utilization bank other than the fact we're required to keep it as per our contract with former EDC. And if our force main breaks, have an emergency spot to shut down.
So if we stay on this schedule, wet wells installed by our next meeting, September 8th.
Yes.
And what's the next phase of work after the wet well is installed?
The next phase would, depending on where they land and how they schedule, but you still have the tank left to, they still have excavation around the tank to do, sandblasting, but sandblasting on the tank, the painting in the interior exterior of the tank, the roof on the building, and then of course all the controls. So there's concrete pads there's the stainless steel boxes that controls get mounted on. There's plumbing involved with pipes that go from the new wet well into the force main valves get inserted. So that's what it's getting that wet well, and it's really going to kick off all this and it'll start to move pretty quick.
Okay. All right.
So it's pretty good right now.
All right. Any questions for Rodney McCaffrey?
And been first class, definitely when you come down to the tour, they're available.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think.
Yeah.
How about tomorrow?
What's going on?
He'd like to go tomorrow.
More on my deal with this.
Yeah. Thank you, Rodney. Chief Bernardo, community policing update.
Good evening. Just one thing, reminder, August 27th, Family Fun Day will be hosting that at the River Road Park from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that's all I got tonight, Mayor.
All right, that's coming up. Family Fun Night. Hosted by the Bedminster Police Department. Thank you, Chief. We do have ordinances to introduce tonight. We have 3 ordinances, actually, I'm sorry, 5 ordinances on the agenda. First is, I was really hoping there'd be one omnibus, but I guess that's not where we ended up. So ordinance number 2026-013 amends and supplements Chapter 12 entitled Land Management, Section 13-504 entitled Lighting. So what we're, let me give a little background here. So we've been, from the land use board perspective, we've had discussions about changing and updating some of the standards that are in our codes. The topics that we were addressing are lighting, parking requirements for what we call quick food establishments, coffee, bakeries, bagel places, type of stuff like that, where there's not a lot of tables, more in and out traffic. Updating the sign standards in Bedminster, something that both the land use board and the historical preservation have been dealing with some time. So there's a subcommittee that was formed about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago. They worked a very long time putting some recommendations together. And after going round and round and round, we have an ordinance with those standards proposed. And then we have land management on it's ordinance 2026-016. Chapter 13 entitled Land Management, Section 405, Village Neighborhood, for conditional uses. And then ordinance 2026-017, we're going to go through all these, is something that we discussed before, is the acquisition of a small piece of property right behind Crossroads Park. If you drive by and see the park right now, you'll see a shed. that belongs to the owners of the adjacent property behind it. We've had some discussions with that owner, and we first explored the idea of maybe just prettifying up the shed, and then the discussions quickly ran to perhaps we just buy it, and knock the shed down. And there was agreement reached directly with the property owner to sell us that chunk of land. And the idea is that we would buy the property, take down the shed, and incorporate that area into the Crossroads Park, and perhaps doing some landscaping to supplement the landscaping at the park. So that's ordinance 2026-017. So I'm quickly going to run through the ordinances and seek approval for introduction. The land use ordinances 13, 14, 15, 16, if introduced tonight, will be referred to the land use board for consistency with the master plan. And then we'll refer it back here to the Township Committee for public hearing on September 8th. So let's go through them one by one. Ordinance 2026-013, amends section 13-504 entitled lighting. Take a motion to introduce ordinance 2026-013.
So moved.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye. The public hearing for this ordinance is scheduled for September 8th. Next, ordinance 2026-014 amends and supplements chapter 13 entitled Land Management, section 13-401 entitled Off-Street Parking Requirements. The public hearing for this ordinance. Well, here, let's first take a motion to introduce.
So moved.
A second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
Public hearing for ordinance 126-014 will be September 8th. Next, ordinance 2026-015 amends and supplements chapter 13 entitled Land Management, section 13-512 entitled Signs, and 13-401 entitled Regulations Generally. I have a motion to introduce.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Roll call vote again, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
The public hearing for ordinance 2026-015 will be September 8th. Ordinance number 2026-016. This ordinance amends and supplements chapter 13 entitled Land Management section 405 entitled Village Neighborhood, and section 601 entitled Conditional Uses. I have the motion to introduce 2026-016.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
And the public hearing for that ordinance is now scheduled for September 8th, 2026. So those are the land use adjustments. One of those ordinance also adjust the accessory dwelling unit provisions primarily in the R10. And what we'll do for the public hearing is I've asked Paul Ferrero, our engineer, to be present either in person or on Zoom session to address any questions or comments from the Township Committee on September 8th. The last ordinance for introduction is 2026-017. This authorizes the purchase and acceptance of a grant of deed from Skynail Corp. For the property located at 2087 Burnt Mills Road, Block 57, Lot 20, in the total amount of $25,000. Once again, this is yes.
Oh, I just have a question. Why does this purchase require a public hearing?
Because it is the purchase and disposition of real estate.
Okay.
So anytime, I'm sorry, John.
No, go ahead.
No.
Attorney Bellardo, Deputy Township Attorney.
under Title 40, an interest in real property requires an ordinance. So that's why you need to move forward as opposed to a resolution. People can come out in public hearing and express opinion as to whether they're for or against it.
Mhm.
So the contract will not become effective until it's approved by this body at that hearing. So theoretically, if enough people came out and were opposed to it and you decided that you didn't want to move forward and adopt the ordinance, the contract would not be effective. So it allows people to come out and express their thoughts on buying real property.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Similarly, if we were disposing of land
We'd have to do the same thing.
or accepting an easement or getting rid of easement. Similarly, that would involve a public hearing through it.
Thank you.
So I think we talked about it before, that this is a little area. Robin, what are we looking, a little under 1,500 square feet?
1,500 square feet, yeah.
Okay, so about 1,500 square feet. Purchase price is in line with actually the acquisition of the main parcels that were utilized. So it's right in keeping. And we will go into more detail when we have the public hearing, if this ordinance is introduced tonight. So I will gladly accept a motion to introduce ordinance number 2026-017.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
And since Paul's going to be here for the first four, we might as well have him here for the fifth. If there's any engineering questions, dimension surveys, or how we intend incorporating that 1,500 square feet, 14 something square feet into Crossroads Park. So we have no public hearing of ordinances tonight. 5 on for next meeting. Consent agenda. These are items of a routine nature. Any member of the Township Committee may pull one, some, all of them off for individual consideration. If there's no such request, I will take a motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
And I will take a motion to approve the bill list pending review of individual invoices and purchase orders. Someone asked.
So moved.
Paying any bills this?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Roll call vote, please. Committeeman Hickey,
Aye.
Committeeman Rosen,
Aye.
Committeeman Costa,
Aye.
and Mayor Jacobs.
Aye.
Thank you.
New business. Any member of the Township Committee have anything they want to put up for discussion under new business?
No.
Okay, let's go to old business. Utilities, Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick update on JCP&L. There was a recent article in T&D World, Transmission and Distribution World, which I'm sure is sitting on your nightstand, about JCP&L reliability improvements. Quote, in the Hills neighborhood where challenging terrain and aging infrastructure had contributed to frequent outages, JCP&L reported measurable reliability gains. Utility said customers in the Upper Hills experienced 52% fewer outages and a 65% reduction in total outage duration, while the Lower Hills saw outages decrease by 38% and total outage time drop by 56%. So we are seeing the investment of over $3 million by JCP&L in our immediate areas start to pay dividends. It's probably too early to declare victory, but these are very positive indicators and we will continue to track performance. And that is all I have, Mayor.
Well, that's good news.
Very good news.
We gladly take that.
Can I add a comment about BIOS and the quality of it lately? It's been deteriorating. I don't know whether it's me, my account, my setup, or if it's throughout the hills, but I basically had my whole system reinstalled last year. A couple bad boxes. When he came out, he spent about 7 or 8 hours, ended up digging in the yard, revamped everything, new boxes, and now it's like it was a year ago with pixelation and just not very good right now. So again, I don't know whether it's isolated or whether there's been any other complaints in the hills
With fires.
with fires.
I had the fire guy out to my house last week, bad box. But he was a good guy, fixed it,
Yeah.
the problems, good to go.
You know, this guy was great. He came out and literally, like, he took out the main box, and then he was going through all the boxes. And then at the end, he was trying to install something. He spent about an hour on the phone with a supervisor trying to figure out what was going on there.
And
then he went,
an older guy, right?
I can't remember.
He was good though.
But, and then he had to go out and dig up the yard. It was awful. But now, like I said, it's back to its current state of disarray.
They didn't find any sewage pipes, did they? Or no?
Yeah, you have to beg them to get somebody under your house. They literally.
Oh, yeah.
Never want to do that.
Well, yeah, because before I got the guy, I was on the phone with some call centers for a couple of hours at
So
a time.
what were the issues you were experiencing? Was it lag? Was it just, were you just getting the?
Lag, pixelation, Wi-Fi was not great.
Was it any of your other neighbors in that in your HOA?
I'm not aware.
Okay.
I'm not aware. But yeah, like I said, it's going back now to where it was about a year ago.
I mean, Colin, where's Verizon and Fios with their efforts to get a little deeper into the hills?
You know, they have done a few of the neighborhoods on the outskirts of the hills, including Pinevale, within the last 2 years. But I think the majority of their emphasis now from an investment standpoint is in 5G fixed broadband wireless. So that's really where they're focusing their efforts. Fios seems to be an exception in terms of being installed as opposed to the regular thing that they used to do, say, 10 or 15 years ago. They really want to do fixed broadband these days. At least that's what I've been able to observe, just reading their, annual reports and looking at the statements of their business units.
All right.
I've been putting it to the test this summer.
Well, you're probably wearing your Fios a little ragged with your stay-at-home recovery.
And we have every streaming service, every channel known to mankind, nothing on.
A song about that.
As Bruce Springsteen once said, 57 channels and nothing on.
The also under old businesses, Somerset Hills Public Safety Committee. I think I mentioned this before that we were taking a break from getting together during the summer, and we'll to reconvene and reschedule those meetings in September. We do not have an executive session on tonight, so we'll go through Township Committee comments, and then we will adjourn for the evening. We'll start with Committeeman stuff.
No comments.
Committeeman Rosen,
I think I've said all I have to say. Thank you.
Committeeman Hickey.
Thank you, Mayor. No comments.
All right, so you're gonna leave it to me. Okay, so last week, Committeeman Hickey and I attended the grand opening of Monkeys on Lamington Road. This is at the Elite Project right off the 206 intersection. So Monkeys is a women's boutique. Was not familiar with it. I don't know how much more familiar I am with it now, but they are here, and it's great to see that the Elite building is fully leased. The retail spaces are completely occupied, both by Monkeys in one leasehold, and second by Polished. And Colin and I got tours of both Monkeys, and then they two dentists from Polished pulled me in, and that blew me away. Both buildings, both leaseholds look fantastic. Polished looks like a spa. It does not look like a dentistry, but that's what they do. They do general dentistry. And it was really just a great space, and it's great to see these improvements to Bedminster and new businesses located here. So we wish them both success. The folks from Monkeys were fantastic. Colin, I think a few minutes after you left, Janine DeLeon was coming in to hand them one of the permits. So Janine was there. I saw Janine, we saw Janine later that evening at Ladies Board, and she bought herself a little something from Monkeys while she was there. So great to see that she was one of their first customers. And then the other bit of news, I had a meeting with the owner of Delicious Heights, and Delicious Heights is going through a rebranding, and it will be known as the Bedminster Tavern. So from my perspective, you know, and Township Committee, we really like seeing the Bedminster name being deployed, especially on something as historical and meaningful as the, you know, with Willie's Tavern, Bedminster Inn before that, and all the other earlier iterations of that property. It's great to see the Bedminster name there. And I think there'll be more information forthcoming in a couple of weeks. I do believe that they'll be issuing press release shortly, and probably with a rollout expected end of September or beginning of October. So Bedminster Tavern, stay tuned for that rebranding. And you know, one of the things that we talked about before is meeting with the local businesses, meeting with the property, just getting a sense of what's working in town, perhaps more importantly, what's not, what requires adjustment. To some extent, the sign ordinances, the updating the lighting is a result of that. For years, we've been sort of compelling some of our businesses to be working with restrictive sign requirements. And, you know, it's hard to maintain that retail town center community that we want in our commercial areas if there's inadequate signs. So by meeting with the businesses, meeting with the property owners, we get to hear from them, and we do get to react. And so the signage, the lighting, the parking for quick food is a result of that. So this government not only listens, but we go out and we solicit those questions and comments, and then we react. So one of the things that I asked Robin to do is we've been meeting separately with the businesses in Puckman and then the businesses up by Bedminster Village. What I asked for is that we convene everyone together so that hopefully in September, we actually have these ordinances approved and on the record, and then we can roll out these new standards to the businesses, to the property owners. And also by then, Crossroads Park will be opened, so we can let everyone know, whether businesses, property owners, Puckman, Bedminster, Pottersville for that matter, what's going on, and so that create a little bit more of a synergy between the businesses in Bedminster. So we'll be looking to set that up. Robin, what did we talk about? End of September?
Third week in September.
Third week in September. Okay, so Robin's gonna be reaching out. And Rich, once again, welcome to Township Committee, your first full meeting. And
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. That's all I have. 7:39. I'll take a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you and good night. And our next meeting is September.